Welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. So we're going to go ahead and get into our special feature today, which is titled Finding Faith. You can actually find this film streaming right now on Great American Pure Flix. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. Victoria, a Christian advice columnist, writing under the name Faith, begins to lose her faith after a series of life events. On her journey back to God, she finds her way back to love as well. This was just right up my alley. I have to say, the main character who is played, the main character who plays Victoria in this film, as well as, you know, Faith in this film, is the same actress that plays, I believe her name is Ashley. I don't remember the last name, but actually, yeah, she is like the girl who plays on the Princess Cut. So I was already interested. I'm like, oh, that's how I pointed out. Oh, that's the girl who's from the Princess Cut. That's her. So right away, I was already interested in this. All right, and just as you can tell by the synopsis alone, it sounds amazing and right up my alley. Okay, she is a writer. Okay, I see you, Victoria. I see you, Vicky. Okay. So in this film, she is an amazing writer. She is one of those, and she's like that kind of writer. Oh my goodness, y'all. Like growing up, this is probably one of, I'm sure every writer had to come across this, well, felt like they wanted to do this at some point when they were a little girl or whatever, a teenager or something, where you like have your own advice column and you have people writing you, and you know, you get to respond and let them know what you think, your thoughts, all that good stuff, and be an expert at some type of thing. And that's what we have Vicky doing here in this film. She is writing under the name Faith, and she is a believer. So she have people writing her, you know, asking her to pray for them, like what are her thoughts, and just seeking, like she's probably one of the closest things that a lot of these people are seeing as God in a sense. It's kind of like the same thing, you know, how people think of a pastor or a preacher or someone like that. You know, they be willing to go to them for advice and different things because they, especially when they feel like they're not hearing from God, they feel like that's the next best thing. Like if my prayers ain't getting through, your prayers definitely should be getting through. Okay, you like God, right hand or right girl person, right? And this is how Vicky is viewed in this film. And all of it is strictly anonymous. They don't really know who she is. Obviously, she writes under the name Faith, as well as like, so they can't put a physical face to that. And they're living in the age we're living in, you know, with all this social media and all this other stuff. So people are just surprised by the fact that Vicky would rather stay unseen. Like she says, it is not about her. She has been doing this to help people. She felt like she's been kind of like, it sort of fell in her lap. It's always been her thing. For one reason or another, people have been drawn to her and seeking that godly presence from her lifestyle and the way that she lives. So this has been her world, and she doesn't really care for the spotlight or any of those kind of things. And I just love that. It just makes her even more appealing. It makes her more approachable, and it just makes her more real. Like you feel safe with her when you're talking to her. I'm saying, of course, none of the people who write her would ever meet her or talk to her in person, but I'm sure they feel that element there in her letters when she does respond through email or whatever back to them. Like they feel that connection here, and they feel like there's stuff, their business is safe. And that is very strange in the world that we're living in now. It's like you cannot be, you don't know who gonna tell your stuff, and you just want to keep your stuff as close as possible because you know, we know how people are. People will sell you for a nickel and a dime or whatever. They would do these things. And so it's just amazing to come across these viewers here, or these people coming across this writer who is about God, who does have that heart, has a pure heart, very meek and humble and gentle, and is willing to keep all of their secrets as well as respond to them in the best way that she possibly know how according to scripture. And so I just thought that that was such a beautiful plot here, and it was different. It's different for the time that we're living in. And so with Vicky here in this film, she has always been connected to, or felt like she was connected to God her entire life. She was raised that way. Her mom and her dad been married many years, I believe like over 40 something years, and they live in like Mississippi near this lake, and everything is so small town, so homey, everybody knows everybody, and it's just wonderful just to think what it would be like to grow up on a place like that. You know what I'm saying? At least that's always been something special to me. I always thought that would be so beautiful and wonderful. So naturally, I'm drawn to films like that. Small town romances, small town anything. I am there front row seats because I just love it, all right? That is not a life that I have lived or grew up on. So it's like I get to live a little bit through these characters here. And so Vicky does have this tragedy that strikes her family, and it does take away her, well, it does challenges, I'll say it does challenges her faith here. So she just kind of put in the writing on hold because she feels like she lost that element, she lost that inspiration. She still believes in God, but she feels like he's further away. Like this is the furthest he has ever been from her, and you just see her going through these emotions, this journey here. I felt like it was very relatable because at one point or another, most people experience this, have a season where it seems like God is quiet or that he's silent, or you just feel like, do you see me? Where are you? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have experienced that, or maybe experiencing that now. And if you are one of those people who you're in the season right now where it seems like God is quiet, he is silent, you feel that disconnect there, this is the perfect film for you, because this film does not shy away from showing us how Vicky got that back, how she rekindled that relationship, got back that faith and that hope again. So I love that it shows literally us everything. It doesn't shy away from it, and it just makes it all the more beautiful and relatable, on top of her having challenges with her marriage here in this film. And most films I'm used to, if it has like a little romance in there where there is a married couple who is experiencing some challenges in their marriages, like they're on the brink of divorce, it's usually, and I have nothing wrong with that, it's nothing wrong with that, I like it. It's usually you have like the guy, for example, like trying to win back his wife's love, like he's trying to make her fall in love with him all over again. And I love stories like that, don't get me wrong, those are cute, adorable, I'm here for those. But this was different, and I have to appreciate, and I appreciate this because it wasn't that they lost anything here. Yes, they was on a brink of divorce, but you can tell clearly here, love was not the issue. There was no infidelity going on there, and I love that. It was none of those things. You see clearly that this couple still loves each other, like they never stopped loving one another. I love that right there. Even though they were on a brink of divorce, I love that this couple truly were still in love with one another and could not see themselves without each other. And that was so special to me. It's like, why does everything have to be an affair that doesn't happen, some kind of betrayal that doesn't happen? Everything don't have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to those kind of films, and like I said, I love them. But here was just special and very enduring to me because they never stopped loving each other. It just had, you know, that little miscommunication, that misunderstanding there, but the love was still there. It was fire, okay? So yes, that's all I got to say about this film right now. Like I said, it's streaming right now on Great American Pure Flix. So y'all go ahead and watch that. Check that out. And let me know in the comments if you have watched it, what are your thoughts about it, if you plan on watching it, you know, all of that good stuff. I'm here for it. Drop it in the comments, all right? So we're going to go ahead and get into our scripture before I leave you off for today. We're coming out of Proverbs 16:1. And it reads, the preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So that's all I have for you for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now